On this episode, we continue our chat with MP Taopiphop Limjittrakorn about his day job as a member of Thai Parliament.
So if you want to hear what working in Thai politics is like from the inside, you'll love this episode of the Bangkok Podcast.
Sawadee krab, and welcome to the Bangkok Podcast. My name is Greg Jorgensen, a Canadian who came to Thailand to escape the great maple syrup shortage of 2001, wound up filling that hole with mango and sticky rice, and never felt the need to return home.
And I'm Ed Knuth, an American who came to Thailand on a one-year teaching contract 19 years ago, fell in love with people making snide comments about Thai ladyboys, and so I never left.
Are you fell in love with the comments or the ladyboys?
No, the comments, dude. The comments. Let's be clear.
I ain't judging.
We want to say a quick thank you to one of our patrons, Pumi. Hi, Pumi, who supports us at the show shoutout level. Stick around after part 2 of our interview with Taopiphop Limjittrakorn to learn why Pumi thinks Greg is a sex pervert. A lot of people apparently do believe this.
No, only one person, and there's a good reason for it, but I'll explain at the end of the show.
I see. Patrons get a whole bunch of cool stuff, including our regular show a day early, behind-the-scenes photos of our interviews, and maybe even video, discounts on swag, which you can find on our website, and various other things that aren't available to regular listeners. But best of all, patrons like Boomy also get an unscripted, uncensored bonus episode every week where we riff on current events and random topics. We just finished recording this week's bonus show, and we chatted about the overwhelming number of streaming services that are available to expats, U.S. tariffs on Thailand and how they are or are not affecting Thailand, and our first $5 patron suggestion from Skip. How do we handle the inevitable ribbing of, going to see some sex shows or ladyboys in Thailand, huh? When you tell your friends back home you're going to Thailand. To become a patron, head to bangkokpodcast.com/support.
Right. And before we jump into it, we have to mention the winners of our random book giveaway that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. On episode 1, we mentioned we were giving away 3 copies of Working in Thailand by Karsten Eichholz and Patrick Taylor to people who emailed us. So we randomly chose 3 of those messages, and the people who won that book are Jeff Thomas, Ivan Hennekart, and Eric Olson. So congrats, guys. That book is on its way. If you entered and didn't win, no worries. We have a few more copies left, and we will be giving them out on a future show. All right. So this episode is part 2 of our conversation with a very cool fellow named Tao. On one hand, he's Taopiphop, beer advocate, bar owner, and regular dude who likes to ride his bike and chill out with friends. On the other hand, he's Taopiphop Limjittrakorn, member of Thai Parliament representing the Future Forward Party, and one of a group of young new politicians that are working to change a system that has long favored the top of the pyramid. So in episode 1, he and I mainly talked about his love of beer, the plight of Thai entrepreneurs, and how he decided to get into politics. So on this episode, Tao and Ed talk a little bit more about his day job as a member of Parliament, how his generation of Thais see the political landscape, and discuss what is the future for his generation of Thai people and what his future in politics might look like. So with that out of the way, let's get into part 2 of our interview with Taopiphop Limjittrakorn.
So I'm curious. So you explained how you joined the Future Forward Party, but what gave you the idea to actually run as an MP? I mean, does your family have any history in politics at all?
No, that was many Thai people perception about politics. So that you need to be born and raised in a political family to run for the office. But I don't really have any political family background. But what I decided to run for the office is an accident, actually. Because at that time we be doing like all the policy about anything, about the antitrust law in Thailand. In the party, I'm more like the policy maker guy, and I help out all the activity about the party. But then when the election come, we don't have enough people for
really?
to run, because at that time we're not a famous party as we are today. We're not really well known, and first they want me to run for the party list, and maybe 30 the 30 on the list. So I think my party not gonna won 30, maybe 5 is good enough, and that's my estimate back then. And the thing that I think I never want to see, so I want to run a campaign. So that's why I decided, okay, give me the hardest district in Bangkok. I will run for that.
The hardest one.
Yeah, okay, let's do the Democrat stronghold, the Prachatipat stronghold, and in my district, actually, Democrat have one for 20 plus year.
Now, this district, so you did not live in this district before?
No, when I first campaigned, I don't know where is where. I just getting lost and just talk to people. I do my campaign map on the Google. Okay, I estimate. Okay, today I just put the pin and okay, I go around here and maybe how many days that I have. So I walk this area, and tomorrow this area, and the day after tomorrow next area.
But you chose Thap Pra and Bangkok Yai. You chose it because it was a Democrat stronghold.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm quite political sadistic about this.
Now, but since you had never done politics before, so how did you know how to campaign? Did the party help you? You never did it before. You never campaigned before, right?
Yeah, I never campaigned before. I think it's a good thing that I never campaigned before too, because it's like a blank canvas that you can do different things. So I think basically on what I need a candidate to be, right? So and what I capable to do. So I don't have money to set up the campaign track and with the loudspeaker. Maybe 10 truck and go around and shouting my name and my number. So I don't have that money. And what I have, I have my own bike, my own bicycle. Since my tour guide carrier, and they're like, okay, I put the sack, the rack, and the sack on behind my rear wheel, and then I put on the loudspeaker and a Bluetooth microphone, and then I just go around, that what. And then one day people, I park at the bus stop and I just speak to the people, who am I, what our party policy and what we will do and who we are, and then people took my photo and put on the Twitter or something like that and become viral. The Anakot Mai or Future Forward candidate, they are very creative. Many people just walk alone. I have another people who follow me and take my photo. All my campaign mostly done by 2 people.
Wow. Well, most of our listeners don't know this, but you and I have a strange connection because 2 of my students. So I teach a documentary film class, and I have my students make their own films, and 2 of my students chose to make a movie about your campaign. So they filmed you and interviewed you before you won the election.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they contract me on the Facebook page. So I have a real-time interaction with people online. So it's really impossible to meet all the people all the time, right? Because there are about 200,000 people in my constituents. So Facebook is a good way because they can direct a message to me and I reply to him, about all the questions, what I gotta do, So I really appreciate those people who write to me, because most of the time I go campaign, I want to talk to you, I want to talk to people. And then a lot of time it's very good thing that have some young people like your student follow me and yeah, I just, okay, you want to follow my campaign, okay, do the film, whatever you can do. It's like, I'm really open to it. And yeah, but if you have motorbike or something, you will follow me, it's okay, but I will park the bike, I walk around, so I think it's very good way that young people see it and involved with it. I want to make a picture, an image that everyone can do politics. Ordinary people can do politics too. You don't need to have a money, or you don't need to be a 50 years old man who have succeeded in your business, and
and you don't need to be from a political family.
Yeah, so politics is for everyone. This power is from people. People need to be involved with that. Politics is your life. Politics is about how you pay high cost for your sky train. How the ผัดกะเพราไก่ is getting the price rise up. So it's about everything. So everyone should be look for it or involved with it.
This is a good lesson for my students. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate your curriculum too.
So you decide to run. You're kind of learning as you go, but you're in a Democratic district. So was the I don't even remember the results. So was this district close, or did you win by a large margin?
I won by like 8,000. I got like 36,000 votes. And yeah,
so it was pretty comfortable. So you won by a lot. That's great.
A lot. Like compared to other districts, it's quite surprising me a lot.
So how did you feel on election night, or I know it took a while actually for the results to come. It wasn't really election night. It was later when they gave the results, right?
Yeah, but the election night you can see like I won this, right?
Oh, okay.
So I think like I feel normal. I feel.
Did you have a party? What was it like?
Yeah. We got like a party in the party.
The party headquarters.
Party in the party headquarters.
I see.
Okay. So yeah, I couldn't remember much about that night actually, honestly. But I feel like honestly I knew that I'm winning. Before the election day.
So you were ready?
Yeah, because when I go, I talk to people. Most of the people, I know how people think, and I think that, I got some shares, and, I don't know the poll, but the party never told any candidate, any poll, any their survey, because, if they told me that, oh, you are leading now, I stop doing anything.
You might be lazy, right?
Yeah, so but I know that they never told me, but they kind of want to want me to how to say, like not hesitate in doing what I'm doing, and they want our party leader to come to my district. But I say, oh, that's okay.
Oh, wow.
I know that I'm the competitive district. That we are winning district. So, but I just like. Yeah, if you work, the result, right?
Sure. So what was it like the first time? So you had to be sworn in, is that correct? So what was it like to be in the Thai Parliament, standing there as like a real member of Thai Parliament? What did it feel like?
Honestly, I feel...
I mean, you grew up, like you said, in a small town. You were basically a beer guy.
Yeah.
And then you're a member of Thai Parliament. So that must have been...
Yeah, like a lot of feeling that I feel. First, I feel very honored to represent people and be part of the house, and I feel quite surreal, because example, Mr. Chuan Lik Pai, right, who the Speaker of the House. I grew up when I learned about politics. The first politician name in my life is Chuan Lik Pai. And then he become. Prime Minister, and like, but today I'm his colleague, So,
wow.
So it's really surreal, right? But it shows some thought about that because you have really old school
Right.
Politician who be there forever, and I'm the youngest people there, one of the youngest people there, and it's pretty surreal. And I think like representative should change, and everyone should take turn to be there. So I think like it's pretty surreal, but.
So what is the work like? Like, do you have to work a lot? Are you very busy doing your MP stuff? Are you in session a lot? Do you have a lot of prep time? What's it like?
Honestly, being an MP, you can be lazy. You can do nothing.
Really?
Yeah, if you want, like nobody gonna check your name. Like when you don't have any assembly. But I go on every session of the assembly and be there every minute. So because I don't know why I not go there. I was paid by people to be there, right? and serve them. Right?
Sure.
So it's all from the taxpayer money. So I should make every minute worth. Even the parliament system is not really that efficiency because you have like a lot of politics because they have very similar. Representative in the house, so it's very difficult for both sides of the party, the opposition and the majority, that sometimes they just cut it out the assembly and they okay go home because we don't have enough vote. Like our MP home already.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's very very bad. Example about the representative democracy, but that the least evil system that we have now, right?
Right, sure.
Democracy is sometimes too slow because like we have a lot of argument, but at least it's represent people. It's not just one people decision, right?
Sure.
It's like 500 people. I feel that I'm a very small people among 500 people.
Right.
I feel democracy actually. I feel that people think me an MP. I'm a big guy. I'm very respectful. I'm powerful.
You're a VIP.
Politician.
You're a VIP.
Yeah, but if you're in the parliament, you vote. You have only one vote.
Right, right.
You need to have half of the house, half of the MP that represent half of the country to pass the bill. So that's how small I am, right? I'm just one people.
Right.
And that's the beauty of democracy.
Now, you have had many votes already, so you have had to vote on many things so far, or not so much?
Yeah, many things so far. Like we have done a lot of on the opposition party. We want to oversee the EEC program, the Eastern Economic Corridor. That because the program passed on a military government,
right?
And it tends to serve the big corporate, and very few people get benefit of that, and many ordinary people get in trouble. Their home have to be moved.
Right.
Like, and many environmental effects, but we cannot make that pass because the majority they just don't want us to be observe the project.
Right. So does your party? So how do you know about all these different issues? Does the party give you information, or so the party kind of works together and decides? So in general, you vote with your party. Is that right?
Yes. In Thailand, I think we don't have like our how to say like you vote as you want. How you say in English?
I mean, you could just say vote as you want.
Okay.
So, but you're allowed to. Are you allowed to vote separately? Like, if you just want to say no and your party wants to say yes, can you do that?
So, example, we have some bill about, not a bill, but some vote about LGBTQ. And in our party, in 80 MP, we have one Muslim that he very religious Muslim. So we have in the Tuesday, we have party meeting all the time, and we got to vote on Wednesday, right? And in the party we say like okay is he said like is against my belief, religion belief about LGBTQ, and our party, okay, like that we understand and we respect everyone belief, right? So
he voted differently.
Yeah, he restrained his vote. So he just not vote. Yes,
abstain. Okay.
Abstain his vote.
Okay, great. So in general, you vote with the party, but there might be some exceptions.
Yeah. Because if we just want people, like I told you, we never make any difference, right? Because we just like 80 in 500.
Right.
And most of our party identity, we work together, we talk, we debate. Party is not a person. Party is people.
Many
right?
people, right? Sure.
And then we debate and how we gonna vote, how people think about it, and we have debate enough. It's a long process.
Right.
And then okay, tomorrow we do like this together.
Right.
So I think we have very good democracy in our party to compare to other party that they have one people who own the money or who own the power.
Yeah. So some parties really one person is making all the decisions. But...
Yeah, because Future Forward Party, we actually the poorest party because we get donation from the people, we sell merchandise. So the concept is everyone own this party.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a concept. It's just an ideology that we believe like this. The party believe like
people.
this. Right. Yeah, and then the people who come here believe like the party. Right? Otherwise, you found another party. Right?
Okay, but what about your main goal? Because we talked before at our Bangkok podcast meetup, and I asked you, what's your number one goal in your political career to change a law, right? So what law do you want to change?
Yeah, of course, for this time, I want to change the beer and alcohol law. Not only the craft beer that let people to brew beer, but I seeing the problem in the local เหล้าขาว distillation permit too, because the law limited only 5 horsepower and 7 people work at the distiller. And if you want to be a big permit, you need to distill 90,000 liters a day.
A day, okay, wow.
Day.
Okay.
So it's like more than beer. It's impossible, right? Because it's a lot more than beer. Because beer is you just brew, but alcohol is like you distill first and then so it's very impossible and very monopolized law.
Sure. So I mean, obviously, I know you have many goals, but really, what you want to do is change these beer and alcohol laws.
That's the first thing, but the top goal for the legislation part, I want to make the government more open for businesses, especially for young people, by the permit, right? So lose out the permit or regulation.
So maybe get rid of the permit or make it easier to get the permit.
Easier or get rid of it, right? It depends, right? And then other part that obstruct the young people to do business is like financial, because in Thailand we don't have microfinancing. Now we have only the big banks, just maybe like just 20 banks, and then we don't really have new bank for the past decade, so we lack of competitiveness. So I want the market to be a real market. I don't want to blame capitalism like other people blame, because I believe that this is not capitalism in Thailand. Because capitalism, you need to have like free market, right? And the competitiveness that more equal, right?
So here is not real capitalism, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Like we just say crony economy that some of the big corporate they tie hand up together.
Crony capitalism.
Yeah,
right.
Crony capitalism.
So it's essentially people with money and power changing the law to benefit them.
Yeah. Because the problem is here the politics is they blame politicians are bad guy because politicians receive money from the big corporate. And then that's why how they dilute people people vote, right?
Sure.
So the big company have more power, more vote than people who they really represent.
Sure.
So I want to change, like, okay, first permit more competitive. So maybe big company is still there, but okay, maybe they get less money or more competitive, or another big guy come up, whatsoever. So more fair society for all, right? Not
Sure.
only for few. So that what my life goal is. I want more equal society, because I'm the victim of the system.
Right.
I want a brew beer, like if I was born like as an American, I probably like have a brewery right now, right? But in
I see.
Thailand,
Sure.
like why I need to be an MP to change the law for brewing beer, like
Right.
my dream's still there.
Yeah.
I just want to have a brewery, like I have
Right.
just small brewery and
Yeah.
a nice bar and people come. That's it. I want to work hard, brewing beer, sweat out, and I just want to do like that, but I cannot.
Well, more
do it.
power to you, Tao. We support you. I support you. Greg supports you. And I'm one of your constituents. I live in Bangkok Yai, so I will support you. So I'm not an expert on Thai political history, but I do read. So I have read books on Thai history. And everyone knows in the 1970s, students were very active in politics and were protesting all the time. But since I've been in Thailand, really for the last 20 years, and to be honest, most of my students at Thammasat, they're not interested in politics. So it's very different from what I read about it used to be like. But I know your party is for everyone, but there are a lot of young people involved in Future Forward Party. Do you feel that things might be changing? Are there more young Thai people who are getting involved?
Yeah, of course. I found many young people, come to me and took me a selfie and things like that. Or on the social media, there are a lot of young people who involved with politics, and I think it's different from the 1970s, right? Because at that time, maybe we have like a couple newspapers that are owned by the government, but now the freedom of the press and the people to see the information is huge. We live in a Google age, right?
Sure.
So a lot of kids learn about history. A lot of kids learn about the present day, and they can think that what they should. And most of them happen to think like us, that we can change the country. And of course, like some people might not be interested in politics, because they probably be on a Blackpink or things like that, right? But the change will come soon or later, but I don't know, maybe probably Future Forward Party gonna disband soon. But I think what we have done is we just founded the spirit of
Sure.
the Future Forward Party. Party is just a body, not a
Sure.
soul.
Sure.
So I just making a joke in the party, like, if you want to make the party as a soul, we need to die first.
All right. Well, maybe we'll end on that. We do want you to come back and maybe talk more because, Thai politics is very hard for foreigners to understand. So we need people like you who can explain it to us. So we hope you can come back.
Yeah, I would be glad and appreciate for that. And you should start like some of the political show or something.
Maybe. We generally avoid it, but our goal is to inform expats and tourists, but also Thai people. We're starting to get more Thai people listening to our show, so I think it's all good.
Yeah, I think now the world is we live in a globalization, right? So I learn about how expat think too, because I think like I'm not only represent Thai people, but I represent all the expat too. I know you have like the problem with the immigration,
right?
things
TM30,
like that, right?
stuff like that. Sure.
Like our party have talked in the parliament for that.
Well, we appreciate that. All right, thank you, Tao, very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
For sure. Well, I
said it last week. I'll say it again. Tao is just one of the most interesting guys I've been able to interview. And one cool thing about that interview is we really were just telling the story of his life, and we haven't really gotten that much into the issues, which I want to do. So hopefully Tao will come back in a future show, and we'll get into more of the issues that the actual political issues that he cares about.
Yeah, we might have to go up to his bar and have a couple pints of beer and chat some more. What a shame that would be.
Yeah, that would be horrible.
Yeah. No, thanks a lot, Tao. It was a pleasure meeting you, and we appreciate the time you gave to us to do the show. Really interesting, and is just a really cool guy. And I suggest everyone get on Facebook, get on Twitter, get on Instagram, and follow Tao's adventures, because it's an interesting life he's leading.
For sure.
All right, let's get into some love, loathe, or live with, where one of us picks a particular aspect of living in Bangkok, which we then discuss and decide if it's something we love about living here, loathe about living here, or have come to accept as something that we have to learn to live with, no matter how we feel about it. And this week, it is your turn, Ed.
All right, Greg, I think that you're going to like this idea, but I think the odds that you're going to love what I mentioned are close to zero. But okay, I think you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So picture this, Greg. You're in a Thai taxi. I know you're not that into Thai taxis, okay? But you're in a Thai taxi. You're in the back. You go on a ride. You're just doing your own thing. You're not really paying attention. You really have no idea what the fare is. The taxi comes to a stop. You're ready to get out. You look up to see what the fare is, and there's some weird shit hanging from the top of the taxi, and you can't see the damn taxi meter. And like you lean this way, you lean that way, and it's just thoroughly obscured by goofy stuff that the guy has hanging or like from the roof of the taxi.
This wasn't where I thought you were taking it. I thought you were going to say that the meter is way more than it should be. Yeah, it's interesting. I find it hard to love that, I guess. Although I will say, if it is a genuine magical amulet, and the guy thinks that he's protected and he's driving safer because he thinks that God is watching him, then maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. I would say you live with it. It's just a very minor annoyance, and you just sort of ask him how much it is.
You know, it's funny. It's funny with love, loathe, or live with, because like ostensibly, it's supposed to be about the person that you're asking. So this week I'm asking you a question. It's really supposed to be about your opinion, but actually that's totally false. It's totally false, because I want to ask this because I loathe this. Like I loathe. It drives me crazy that Thai taxi drivers have a habit of obscuring the meter. It's like something that they do regularly. It's like you can't see the damn meter. You can't, you know, if you want to hang something, just move it over. Why does it have to be in the center of the taxi? Just move it over. Like, it's their job. How many times do passengers like have to ask them what the fare is? Like they must experience this 5 times before noon every day. You know,
like maybe I should raise this up a bit or place it on the dashboard or something.
Yeah, maybe I should move the stuff that's obscuring the meter from my passengers who are supposed to pay me money.
No, okay, you loathe it. I find I live with it. It doesn't bother me much. And just, ask the guy how much it is and he'll tell you. And I get your point of like, dude, after the third person asks you, maybe you want to move that out of the way, but that's his problem, not really mine.
Okay. Well, maybe this has been good, Greg, because normally when we talk about taxis, I'm usually the one defending taxis and you're usually the one who's critical. Right. So this is good. Right. This is a good, it's a role reversal.
A role reversal. I dig. All right. I'm going to mark this down on the spreadsheet I'm keeping. Things that piss off Ed about taxis. So far as one item.
Yeah, that's it. That's about it. Well, let's be fair. I don't think Thai taxis are great. I just think they're not as bad as people say they are. Like, I think they get more shit than they deserve. That's my position.
So we'll have to arm wrestle over it.
Yeah. But in the case of stuff obscuring the meter, they deserve all the criticism they get.
Fair enough.
All right. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, we'd like to say thank you to Boomy. Hi, Boomy, for lending us her support at the show shout-out level. And Greg, what did you find out about Boomy?
Well, actually, Boomy is a very good friend of mine. I've known her for probably 12 years now, I think.
Wow.
yeah, we don't hang out a ton, but it's always great to see her. And you know her too, so she's a mutual friend of ours. And I don't really have something to say about Pumi that I found out or a story I made up or something, but I actually do have a very funny story about how we met. And at the beginning of the show, you mentioned the teaser for this little segment was that how Pumi thinks I'm a sex pervert. And that needs some explanation. But the very first time I met Pum was back in the day when I was leading night tours around Silom. And I knew Pat Pong in that area very, very well because I took people out there every night and I knew all the bars and all the little bouncers and sort of mafia guys that could get me favors and stuff like that. So for some reason, I was nominated by a group of people, friends and friends of friends, to lead a group of people out to see Pat Pong in ways they didn't know about. And this included some Thai people because a lot of Thai people don't really hang out at Pat Pong the way tourists do. So anyway, long story short, we ended up in a live sex show bar. And it was, I don't even know if they do those things anymore down there. And this live sex show was one of the saddest, most awful things I've ever seen. I won't get into all the gory details, but at the end of this terrible spectacle, this woman sort of came around with a basket begging for money. And it was, I think everyone was basically grossed out, turned off, and ashamed. And for years, Pumi was saying to me, like, the first time I met you, you took me to a live sex show. How do you even know about those things?
Wait, so why was she in the tour? What was she doing there?
Well, it was like she was a part of this group of friends and friends of friends that were like, hey, let's go and see this different side of Pat Pong. Greg will be our tour guide. He knows Pat Pong really well because he works doing tours.
I see, but she was the one who had interest, so I don't know about this.
Well, I don't know if she was interested or she was just sort of, sucked along with the group. But either way, for years after meeting Pumi, I was defending myself like, it's not some place I went to all the time. It was my job. I had to do it. But thankfully, she got to know the real me, and I am not a sex pervert. And Pumi and I have a great friendship, and she is a wonderful person, not least because she gives us money.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. Thanks, Pumi.
Thank you very much, Pumi. Okay, a final thanks to our patrons who help keep the show ad-free. Patrons get a ton of cool perks and the warm, fuzzy feeling knowing that they're helping support the show. Find out more by clicking support on our website. And connect with us online. We're Bangkok Podcast on social media, bangkokpodcast.com on the web, or simply bangkokpodcast@gmail.com. We love hearing from our listeners and always reply to our messages.
Yeah, you can also listen to each episode on YouTube. You can chat with us online or even reach out to me directly on Twitter if you want, where I am BKK Greg. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you back here next week.
Yep, see you next week.
God, after that vacation, I got a sunburn on my head, and I'm right in that, you don't know this yet, hairy bastard, but I'm right in that middle where, like, the sunburn has faded enough that it's not painful for me to shave my head, but it's just a few days before it starts to peel and gets disgusting and gross, which is doubly awful if you have stubble. So I'll tell you, man, it's a whole new world of being bald.
Great. I got that to look forward to.